Yeah, I'm back. It's Thursday night on Bet That with Robbie the Rockets. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, back fired up again on this hot Thursday. I'm hot right now. Last week on them college games, for you bettors, you seen it. Yeah, I mean, it's in blueprint. I said it, did it, done it, locked it in. Good evening on tonight on this good Thursday on Bet That with Robbie the Rockets on the AHRR Network today. What I like y'all to do is like, share, tweet. Please support the network, man. We got some young guys out here, man, just trying to work hard and do our thing. Support us, man. But let's get right into it, man, with my colleges, man. With my college football, my picks of the week. We got a hot one tonight. Hot cakes tonight. We got your boy, Virginia Tech. When I think of Virginia Tech, y'all, what kind of mind when y'all think of Virginia Tech? Baby Vic? Michael Vick? When I think of West Virginia, I think of Geno Smith. So I got to sit here. I'm weighing Michael Vick, Geno Smith. Michael Vick, Geno Smith. West Virginia got to go into Virginia Tech. They got to go in Virginia Tech, man. I'm sitting here, and they favored. So I'm sitting there, Geno Smith favorite, Michael Vick favorite. Geno Smith, Michael Vick. So I got to thinking, I said, man, I'm at home. It's a nice Thursday night. All my little girlfriends coming to watch me play. It's at Virginia Tech. Give me the points. Give me Virginia Tech +3. Now, moving forward, moving on. I'm real hot in this college right now, so I'm just telling y'all, Virginia Tech is the lock of the week for me when I looked at it. As I move forward, I'm going east, man. I'm going back east. Them East Coast guys, them Virginia guys, them Syracuse guys out there, man. I'm thinking, man, I've been to Syracuse before in the winter. Cold place to play at. They got some guys that came out of Syracuse. I got to thinking, the great Donovan McNabb. The great McNabb used to be at the helm. McNabb used to be at the helm. I thought about him. I say, man, and Syracuse got a baby McNabb over there right there. If you look at that quarterback, they went there, got a good win last weekend. Impressive win at that. They make a run the table like, teams that know how to run the table. Hey, for you bettors, man, Syracuse is a little team you may want to reckon with. They're a sleeper. So I stayed to be on the safe side. This point spread was 10. Syracuse got to go into Maryland and play Maryland. Maryland tough. Maryland tough. They got some guys over there at Maryland, and they real tough. But as I got to looking at it, I want to be on the safe side. We all got to be on the safe side. Like I told y'all, I ain't a pro at this. If I was a pro, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But on that note, a lot of games that's out, the main games that Vegas get rich off of y'all on. See, I chase games that, it's obvious. It's the obvious pick. This is an obvious pick. I got Michigan versus Maryland. Michigan going into Maryland. I said Virginia. Syracuse is playing Virginia, forgive me. But Michigan playing Maryland. Now, Maryland is known, very, very known for upsetting teams with them nice uniforms. Boy, I wish I was still playing, y'all, with them unis. They were so clean. They so clean. But right now, Michigan is a hot team, y'all. Every week they done covered the spread. Every week they have an impressive win. I mean, the schedule is a little soft right now because I know it's early in the season. I know it's real early in the season. But as I got to looking at it, 17 broken down in the hood with no dreams at 17. Ooh-wee. And Maryland at the house on a good Saturday morning. Maryland, ooh. 17 points is a lot, fellas. And Michigan been covering every week, 21, 33s, 34s. But, to be on the safe side, man, I think it's going to be some fireworks in Maryland. I actually been to that college. I actually got to see that college. And as I get the feeling of the Maryland team, they're going to put up some points against that Michigan defense. The over and under is at 62.5. Now, for you bettors, a safe bet, I would take the over. That was my pick of the week. Now, moving forward, we got another one. Now, this is a sleeper game. This is a game that I'm trying to stay away from. I've been trying to stay away from, but I can't. I just can't. I just can't. As of watching them last week, I got Wake Forest and Clemson. Clemson traveling into Wake Forest to play Wake Forest. Two ranked teams. These are two ranked teams right now. You know, Clemson ain't as strong as they used to be. Wake Forest, you know, they up and coming. Wake Forest over there, the boys is nice. The Wake Forest boys. And as I was, you know, doing my homework, my research, I research a lot of this stuff sometimes, you know, when I'm all time, you know, I research a little bit. And I got to looking, and I got to looking, and I got to looking, and I got to looking. And the point spread set off at, was it 7.5? I'm like, 7.5. Clemson, 7.5 favorites going into North Carolina Wake Forest. So I'm thinking like, Wake Forest. Oh, you know, I watched Wake Forest last weekend. We had a local guy that used to play football out here, played at Liberty. So I was, you know, Day Hunter. So I was watching Day and them play Wake Forest. Wake Forest didn't really impress me. And I'm thinking like, Clemson, giving them 7.5, trap game, real trap game. So what I thought about, I was like, okay, I'm gonna be slick. Like I said, just bet a little bit more money, just take Clemson to win straight up. Now we got another one. Oh boy, them Pac-12 boys. Y'all know about them Pac-12 boys. You know what they like to do? They don't have a lot of meat. Like, Pac-12 breed guys like myself, fast, you know, can move, can run, can do this, can do that. I got to thinking about Oregon, and I got to thinking about Washington State. When I think about Washington State, I have a couple buddies that played at Washington State that went to the league. So I think about my buddies that I played ball with that went to Washington State, but I think about Oregon, them uniforms. Just the uniforms alone got me thinking like, oh, I like the uniform. What color will they wear this weekend? What kind of uniform will they wear this weekend? They're excited. Didn't I tell you last week what they did? What did they do? When they bust BYU in the mouth. Give me Oregon to win with 6.5. Now we got Ohio State. What I call it, the Ohio State. Good old horseshoe. Good old-fashioned beat down the horseshoe. Going against them Wisconsin boys. Good old Wisconsin. Whoa, 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 whoa. Now, Wisconsin is known for running the football, pounding you. They got backs. They known for backs. They known for this. They known for that. Good quarterbacks. But as I looked at this game, Ohio State got a chip on their shoulders. The spread is 17.5. The over is 56.5. When I think of Ohio State, I think of the great Eddie George. Heisman Trophy winner, Sean Springs, the Bobby Hoynes. When you get a chance to meet greats like that, and you see the facilities, and you see the program, and you see what they building right now, they in the top 10 in the country. Give me Ohio State to win the game straight up. Yes, sir. And you always know, on my college, I always got a pick of the week. I always got my pick of the week. And my pick of the week this weekend, we got USC traveling on into Oregon State in a good old Pac-12 beat showdown. Now, as I looked at this game, and I, listen to writers, I listen to this, I listen to that, they're saying USC going to Oregon State and never, ever, they had problems there going into Oregon State. And remember when I said last weekend on my last show, my last segment last week on my college segment, remember when I told you that USC got a new coach, new quarterback, this is a new year, they're trying to get into the BC, the top 4, and as of right now, outside looking in, they in there. Ain't nothing else impressed me, but I mean, they got little problems on defense, little problems on offense, but as I look at it, I said USC giving Oregon State 6.5. It might have went down because, you know, when I got it, when I bet on like Tuesdays. That's when the line went off. I was like, I'm going to catch it at 6.5. I caught it at 6.5. And I'm looking, I'm like, my lock of the week, like I said, bet the house again on SC minus 6.5. Now, you know, I say I do a card every week. That's my college card. That's my 17 college card. I'll run it back down to you again. I'm taking Virginia Tech +3. I'm taking Syracuse to win the game straight up. I'm taking the over in the Maryland and Michigan game. Maryland and Michigan game. I'm taking Clemson to win the game over Wake Forest. I'm taking Oregon over Washington State to cover the spread, -6. Make sure you bet that. I'm taking Ohio State versus Wisconsin. Like I said, I could play with that 17.5. I think Ohio State gonna blow Wisconsin out. I mean, you know, they don't impress me really, but to be on the safe side, you bettors, like I say, put a little bit more money on that Ohio State to win straight up. Just bet that. And then I got SC. Like I say, my lock of the week. I told y'all last week, bet the house on SC. Bet SC gonna blow them out. They gonna blow them out about 21, 22 points. That's a guarantee. That's my lock of the week in college. Like I said, I do a college card and I do a pro card. My college card, I put $10 on it. It bring me back $628.86. I mean, I'm not the greatest. I'm not the best. You know what I'm saying? So don't, you know, if you like something, bet it. But like I said, that's my 7-teamer for college this weekend. And I hope you bettors out there, good luck, and if you win. Now, as you know, last week, that old pro, all them pros, all them touchdown Browns, I couldn't understand how in the heck you lose that. How in the heck did you lose that? I don't understand it. That killed me. You know what I'm saying? The Raiders, I didn't even have them on this segment, but I just put some money on that. Don't never bet on that trash. Don't ever, like I say, bet on that trash. But you know, look, this week, let's see if we can really bounce back. I mean, I got some games. I know a lot of people, you know, looking at Brady and all them guys this weekend. And, you know, I'm fired up this weekend because you know why? My baby's in town. My Niners in town this weekend. You know, they coming in to steamroll. I'm going to get to them later on. But let you know, we got a Thursday night madness. The dog fight. We got a dog fight out there in Cleveland. We got old Cleveland Browns. Cleveland touchdown Browns against my I like them. I call them the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Franco Harris and all of them, the best, the bus, boom, running through people. But right now, as I look at this, I'm looking at this game, and for you bettors, if you can get it in before the game starts, I hope you can get it in. It's Pittsburgh getting 3.5 when I took it. So I'm looking here like, Pittsburgh is horrible. Trubisky is horrible. I can't wait till Pickett come in here. That Pittsburgh local guy, you know, bring some light back into Pittsburgh. Him and Najee, young little nucleus can come together, grow together. I like that. And I'm like, for you bettors, I'm putting my money on Pittsburgh getting 3.5. Now, as I got to thinking, I looked at the games. I looked at all the games. It's a lot of games you don't want to touch. But I got to pick 7. I got a 7 card each week. I got a 7 card. And I got games that I didn't want to touch. But I'm rolling in the Kansas City Colts. Now, for some of you bettors, we're off top to say, oh, Kansas City. Oh, Kansas City for sure. Matty Ice is ice cold. He was cold as ice long ago. But like I said, I can't sing like my boy was singing back there. He was singing at church. He got me feeling the Holy Ghost right now. Forgive me for y'all. But like I said, yeah, the Colts, 6.5 underdogs. 6.5. I mean, I know Tyreek Hill is gone, fellas. I know Tyreek is gone for you bettors. I know he's gone. But I don't think Mahomes lost a step. And he giving this trash that are dump, I call them dump trucks. The coach is dump trucks. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they gonna prove me wrong. But I don't think this week. Too much Kansas City. Too much running game. I got Kansas City. Give me Kansas City 6.5. Bet that. Now, I got a game that is a divisional game. It's a conference game. Detroit Lions rolling in to Minnesota Vikings. I know you bettors out there last weekend. I had the whole house on Minnesota. I'm not impressed. I'm not sold on Philadelphia. Minnesota went in there and stuck it up. They stuck it up. When I say stuck it up, they stuck it up. Now, Detroit Lions, right now, they running the ball best in the NFL right now. I know that sound odd. That sound kind of odd. Since Barry, they ain't had a good running back that can survive since Barry Sanders. And I'm sitting here like, holy smoke. And the writer's like, Detroit. My first instinct was Minnesota. Minnesota giving Detroit seven points. The over is 53.5. Might have went up now, but I got it at 53.5. And I looked at it, I was like, man, my first mind was Minnesota blowing them out. But as I got to thinking with them running backs over there, them running backs running, and they getting 6 a pop, I can run my back. I can have my running back off the ball and get 6 a pop. And Minnesota coming off a terrible, horrible loss. So I got to thinking, I'm pushing towards that over. Y'all want to win some money? Bet that over. Now, go on. I just said these Philly boys. They said they got boxers coming up out of Philly. It's hardcore cats coming up out of Philly. And as I looked at them, they looked like they was on steroids. Their whole football team, they was on steroids. With the beat, they was beating on Minnesota the other night. Minnesota couldn't do nothing. And I'm sitting there in my mind scratching my head like, God damn, the boy just caught all these touchdown passes. They just blew Green Bay out, and they can't put up a point against the Eagles. I got Eagles into Washington, another divisional game. That East, we thought the East was going to be horrible. You bettors. Some people probably betted that the East probably would be the horrible, I don't know how you guys bet. But as I looked at the Philly-Washington game, I'm going to tell you this. This is actually my pick of the week. Is this Philly-Washington. Philly going to steamroll. Philly is giving Washington 4 points. 4 points? 4? I'll give y'all 10. Philly giving them 4. I bet the whole universe on Philly to blow. Wentz playing against his home team, old team, playing against his old team, going in there. He has to prove to Philly that they got rid of a wrong person, wrong player. They gonna steamroll. That boy gonna be running for his life. Give me Philly winning. Give me Philly with the points. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, horrible. We got Tennessee and the Raiders. And I was sitting there like, them two teams play each other? I got to put some money on this game. Them two teams play each other. You got Tennessee and you got the Raiders. It's pretty much a pick 'em. It's pretty much a pick 'em. And I'm looking at it like, come on, Derrick Henry. What is wrong with you? I don't understand it. I know your quarterback is horrible. You got a rookie quarterback. That brother didn't look too bad, that brother up out of Liberty. He didn't look too bad. He was kind of nice out there. I can see something. He needs to learn. The game is still a little fast for him as well. And I'm looking at this pick'em here, and I got Tennessee, and I got that trash I love, yes, trash Raiders. Garbage Raiders. Now, my mind is, new coach. You can't even get them cats no pass. I can't get them cats no pass. Give me Tennessee to blow them out straight up. I got the Chargers versus Jacksonville Jaguars. Holy smokes. That Trevor Lawrence, hey, for you fantasy guys, that great Christian Kirk's over there with the good running back over there. Clean. He's so clean. They got the Chargers -7 to Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville Jaguars. Y'all been through a lot. Coach controversies, this and that, new coaching, new staff. And for what it's worth, the Chargers are giving you 7 points. I don't know the status of the quarterback for the Chargers. His ribs is, we don't know if they're going to put a shot in him. He's going to go in and go play. We don't know the status of that. The Chargers is giving him 7. I took him at the 7. But as I got to looking at it, for you bettors, you take the Chargers to win straight up. It's going to be a dogfight. It's going to be an ugly game. It might even go into overtime. This might have you at the edge of your couch, this game. It may not. But the Chargers, too much defense over there, too much weapons over there. They ain't got enough. Jacksonville can't stop all that. Even if Keenan Allen don't even play, they still won't be able to beat the Chargers. Give me the Chargers to win straight up. I like them divisional games. We got the Lambs versus Arizona. Now, these two teams I know well. I know them very well. They're in my division, they're in my conference, they're in the conference, they're in my division. I know them very, very well. And I know these guys, when they play each other, very, 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 very well. And as I looked at it, I'm sitting here and I'm like, man, the Cardinals always play the Lambs tough. The Lambs can beat the Cardinals. We can beat the Lambs, but the Cardinals can't beat the Lambs. But the Cardinals can beat the Lambs. So it's like it go back and forth. But as I looked at this game, this is a game that you gotta look at it. The Cardinals came off an emotional. I ain't even say emotional. I'm gonna say trash, because they played a dump truck team. They can't, they just played a dump. I love to just downplay them Raiders, but I love them too sometimes when I'm betting on them. Only when I'm betting on y'all, but I'd never put a cent back on y'all again. But the Raiders and the Lambs in Arizona. I'm looking at it, Raiders, Lambs, Arizona come off that win. The Rams come off a good win, and the Rams almost gave up, some points. And they got the point spread at 4.5. The Rams is giving the Cardinals 4.5. The over and under is at 50. A lot of you bettors is looking at the over and under at 50. And I'm looking at the over and under at 52 as I'm playing with that. But as I look at it, give me the Cardinals 4.5. Now, as I said, I bet a card for college. I bet a card for pro. You put your $10, you can put 20, you can put 50, you can put 100. I just do 7 teamers, $10, try to hit what I can hit, my little pennies, and keep it moving. Your $10 on this one, on this pro, let's see if we can hit this, y'all. Good luck to you fellas. If y'all put this card in, good luck to you fellas. $10 will bring you back $873.66. For like you FanDuel bettors, you DraftKings bettors, you us bet bettors, your fantasy bettors, all you guys that, bet, that got the websites you go on to, those are the picks I got for this week for my pro. I didn't do so good last week. Let's see if we can bounce back this week and see if we can push one and get us some good money. Now I'm gonna roll it back again. I got Pittsburgh plus 3.5. I got Kansas City -6.5. I got the over in the Detroit, Minnesota game. I got Philly -4 to Washington. I got the Tennessee Titans winning straight up against the Raiders. I got the Chargers versus Jacksonville winning straight up. And I got I got one more game. I forgot. I did a pick sexy. You got to say the best for last. And y'all know what time it is. Woo! Woo! I got something going. Niner, Bronco. Niners rolling in here tomorrow, coming to this Mile High City. It's pretty much a pickup. They say the Niners 1.5, Bronco 1.5. But I'm going to tell you guys something about this here. This game here. This game is very, very, very special. Very, 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 very special. Because I mean, about maybe, I talked to a couple of my homeboys around this neck of the woods, in Bronco country. And they're like, 2-3 weeks ago, with our starting quarterback. Our starting quarterback went down, man. Prayers out to Trey Lance, man. Prayers out to you, brother. We love you, man. Safe, hopefully you get a good recovery, But moving on, like I said, 3 weeks ago, everybody and their mama had the Broncos blowing the Niners out. But with our first string quarterback, we had a first string quarterback. How the tables turn, our second string quarterback becomes the quarterback now. Oh, y'all gonna beat us. Y'all gonna beat us. But with history, the Broncos have a quarterback by the name of Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson came from a team, the Seattle Seahawks, which we couldn't even, beat him. He had our number. Seattle had our number last 4 games. We got the monkey off our back last week, shoot that dirt off our shoulders, We got that off, But the Niners -1.5. I'm sitting here. Now, I'm not going with my feelings and my team and this and that. I'm going on what I've seen so far in these last 2 weeks. It's going to take some teams, you can really, really cap it at about week 5 because you're going to know where everybody stands. You're going to know where everybody at. So as I got to looking at this game, the over and under is at 43.5. Russell Wilson can't even get the ball in the end zone, maybe unless he hit the tight end. The running back scared to run the ball. They ain't never seen no defense like this. Remember this, y'all. Denver Bronco ain't never seen no defense like this. Niner D. So, you already know on that note. Niner, bust him in the mouth, come in the Mile High and bust in the mouth. Take him with the points. Bet that. Now, I always do a fantasy football. For you fantasy bettors that do like fantasy, individual players per week. You put your $10, you put your $5. I always put a little $5 and win 100,000 or 200,000 as I see. But as I'm looking at my fantasy team this weekend, I got some good players that really, 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 really impressed me. Now, you always got to get a good quarterback. Now, as I'm looking at the quarterbacks, that Tua last week, boy, he put up some numbers. Him and Lamar Jackson, them two cats put up some numbers. And you look at that, that's the first thing you think of, man, they put up numbers last week. Now you're going into matchups, like a Josh Allen. You're looking at those type of guys like matchup ain't right, this ain't right. But you know who just sneaky? That Patrick Magic Mahomes. Patrick Magic Mahomes got the best setup this weekend. He's going against a Coach D. They don't have even a secondary out there. They don't got a secondary. You know what I'm saying? He should rack up some fantasy numbers, some fantasy points. So if you want to find a good quarterback, you got to get Patrick Magic Mahomes. That was my fantasy quarterback I started off with this weekend going into this week. Then I also got going on at the running back position. It's a guy out of Jacksonville. Your boy out of Jacksonville, that Robinson. These past, he was very impressive last week. Had some impressive runs, had some nice carries, got in the end zone. I mean, you can get him at good value. Nobody's really looking at him. They looking at the Taylors and all them guys, you know, them top running backs that ain't, none of them backs really showed me nothing yet. You know what I'm saying? So you get him at great value. And, you know, I know he got a matchup against the Kansas City Chiefs, but the Kansas City Chiefs sometimes came, you know, no. Jacksonville don't got Kansas City. Jacksonville got the Chargers, but he can run on the Chargers. But then I got Eckler, Austin Eckler, one of you Coloradans. We went to Northern Colorado, one of them good schools up out of here. Nice little running back, sleeper. Not to be, I mean, on some of these fantasies, probably on 85% of the fantasy teams right now. That's going, you know, starting this weekend. But I like him. You can get him at a good value at your running back. You always got to have some good, you know, decent backs that get a lot of carries, that get the bulk of the carries around the goal line. They can get the ball out the backfield. They can catch out the backfield. So you always get you a nice little running back, you know, get you going. Then I got, remember that boy that threw 7 touchdowns last weekend? He got a right receiver by the name of Waddle. Now, you know, a lot of them Bama receivers always show up in the beginning. They always do. They always show up. He impressed me. You know what I'm saying? He really impressed me. I was surprised with Tua. I didn't think Tua could get him and Tyreek Hill the ball. And, you know, I know you fighting with Tyreek Hill. You know he's the go-to guy. But you got to think, a lot of teams going to start triple and double teaming Tyreek Hill. He going to get a lot more opportunity than Tyreek Hill will. So you always want to kind of keep him in a mix of your, like, you know, your flex position or, you know, your receiver 3. You always want to keep him around Waddle. You always want to keep him in your fantasy lineup. Then I got going on with the, I got the tight end up out of Chicago, Komet. Now, Komet was like, in a preseason, I was, you know, scouting Chicago. And I'm like, Chicago got some tight ends that can really catch the ball. He doesn't have anybody to throw to on the ends. So I figured they're going to run the ball, play action, hit the tight end. So your tight end up out of Chicago, Komet, that's a guy you really want to, you know, you can get him for less value. That could be the last person you want to put in, you know, but you can get him at a great value. And then I got my sleeper pick at receiver as well. I looked at Minnesota Vikings this weekend. Minnesota Vikings have a receiving core, a nice receiving core at that. But you see, Jefferson last week didn't have a lot of targets, a lot of value, a lot of, you know, because they was locking him up. Thielen didn't have a lot of targets. I don't think he started getting the targets till the second half. When it was too late, it was garbage time. But then they had a guy by the name of Osborne. He's our sleeper. He's my pick of the week. He's my pickup of the week. I call it my pickup of the week. And he's my sleeper. Now, this guy was catching stuff underneath, going across the middle. And you know, Kirk Cousins is horrible. But he seemed like he liked to throw to this guy. So he's a guy you can get at great value. Not too many fantasy guys going to be really looking at him right now because he's just under the radar a little bit. But he'll be a guy you can get at some good value as well. And then I got my, you never, ever, you always got to drink out the cup. Cooper Kupp. You always got to drink out the cup. I don't care if you don't have, you always have him in the lineup. He going to get you to a night. Guaranteed to a night. He remind me of myself. I can get you to a night too, Cooper Kupp. He run routes, crisp. It's like a video game. Like that coach is over there playing a video game with that boy. You can't hold him. You got to always have Cooper Kupp in the lineup. Period. Trust me. Got to have him in the lineup. Now, I know Green Bay. You know, they lost Devontae Adams. That kind of hurt. We can see it a little bit. They got to play Tampa Bay. But Brady hurting that receiver too. And I was looking at the Green Bay Sunday night. You know, yeah, by the way, that was Sunday night football, not Monday night football. Forgive me, y'all, when I said that. But like I said, Sunday night football, I'm looking at Green Bay. Chicago. I'm looking, and I'm like, who he gonna throw to, Randall Cobb? Sammy Watkins came out of the grave. Remember this. We had week 3 coming in week 3. Give me till about week 7. Y'all gonna be like, oh, Sammy Watkins this. I mean, he got a tough matchup with that Tampa Bay D. And as I was picking my team, I was like, man, he going against the Tampa Bay D. But I think he can get his against the Tampa Bay D. Because the Tampa Bay D, number one, Tampa Bay D only got 14 points. You know, them and the Niner D. Niner D, Tampa Bay D. They got teams running for their life. Them the two teams. But, like I said, moving forward, you gotta go with him, Sammy Watkins. And he's gonna be a nice value. He's that nice value. He's gonna have a lot of targets. I mean, a ton of targets. I mean, they ain't really got nothing to throw to over there. And to end it with, I got them Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's the best. Boy, I ain't seen a defense. Boy, they was on steroids too over there hitting. They a hitting mean machine over there. And look, they gonna keep Brady in the game this weekend at Tampa Bay D. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, nobody can put no points on them. Nobody can score on them. But Brady ain't gonna be able to score this week because, I mean, Green Bay is gonna be a dose of Fournette and a dose of maybe the tight end Brayton. So there's some guys I'm throwing out there too for you fantasy guys that really want to go deeper in and do another fantasy card or fantasy league. There's some deeper guys too you can use this weekend. But like I said, man, I'd like you guys to like, share, support us on the AHRR Network. This is Robbie the Rocket, and we out. Oh, hey, before we leave, I got something to show you. Look at this here.
Look, Kyler Murray did it. Murray.
And your defense got destroyed. Trash. How? That was called my what is that? You see that? How you come from up by like 21, popping champagne like you won a championship ring, to losing. The boy, if you look at that video, and I went out that video I just showed y'all, the boy had enough time. You could have gave me the ball. I could have ran it in. My little daughter could have ran that in. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, you bettors out there, man, check us out, man, on the AHRR Network. We got these locks of the week, these picks of the week, these fantasy guys of the week for you bettors, man. Supporters out there, man. Love y'all. We out.
Y'all, here's your positivity reminder for the week. Make sure you value yourself and take care of yourself for the week. And also, take care of your body as well. Drink some water, take some time for yourself.
Once we are at a place where we can actually unite and co-create, we are limitless. We are the most powerful source on the planet. And we must really tie into our innate nature and our natural ability to lead. We are the kings and queens of the planet.